Tyler Sullivan, CBS Sports HQ, talking about how Jacoby Brissett might be the perfect quarterback for the Browns' needs as far as backing up Deshaun Watson goes.
Jacoby Brissett is kind of the perfect quarterback to be in a situation like this, because basically from the jump in his career, he's been thrust into weird situations. You go back to his rookie year in New England, Tom Brady was suspended for the first 4 games due to Deflategate. Jimmy Garoppolo was supposed to start. He gets hurt in week 2. All of a sudden, as a rookie, he's playing in the NFL. He's helping the Patriots get to a 3-1 record over the course of that Brady suspension. And then you fast forward a few years later, he's the backup when Andrew Luck decides to shock the NFL and retire, and he's starting for that whole season for Indianapolis. So he is no stranger to these quirky situations of, not expecting to be the starter, and then all of a sudden you look up and you're starting week 1 for a team in the NFL. So Jacoby Brissett has the pedigree to do that more than I think any other quarterback in the NFL. Now, if Deshaun Watson gets a year-long suspension, what the NFL is recommending there, the indefinite for the year-long suspension, well, then maybe Cleveland looks elsewhere outside of the organization. Maybe they were only looking at Jacoby Brissett as a stopgap type of guy.
And Fred Greetham, that's actually a valid point. I remembered Deflategate. I forgot he was there when Andrew Luck said, you know what, I'm not playing anymore. And it does take a special kind of mindset and pro to be able to play the quarterback position in a limited fashion like that.
Yeah, I mean, he brought up some good points there. He has done that 2 other times, and if he has to start the season, be his 3rd time, maybe 3rd time's a charm. His record, he started 37 games. He's 14-23 in those 37 starts. So he hasn't really had a great record playing with the Patriots and the Colts. Both had pretty good teams. And that's where I really don't like the chances if he's the long-term answer. I think if he can just be the bridge to get him through those first 4, 6, even 8 games and keep the team afloat, then he's done his job. As far as the offense, they've totally retooled the offense with a new set of quarterbacks. Watson, Brissett, and even Josh Dobbs all have a similar skill set, and that's a little more mobile. You might see some pistol, a little bit with the legs, and Brissett has done that with his legs as well. And so I think you might lean a little more on the running game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But I do think that they can have some, schematics with the running game, with a running quarterback. Baker, I felt like he needed to run a little more. And when he did, it was pretty effective. It kept the defense on their toes. But I think Brissett's a little more athletic and can do that even in a controlled situation, which should make the running game even more effective. So, yeah, I really, if it's a season-long suspension, I was feeling like you needed to have a little better option than Brissett, but obviously the Browns felt that was the direction they were ready to go because they traded Mayfield before there was a decision made on Watson. So I do think that he's got some skills that can be successful, especially in the offense that I've seen him run in the offseason, at least in practice.